Okay, we got number 7. Now, number 7 says -2 and 6. We just talked about if we have a -2, it's really the distance, and distance is absolute value. So when we talk about the distance of a triangle, we're talking about the positive. So instead of -2, it's going to be 2. 2 and 6. Okay? So again, we have to break this down real quick. So we got 2 squared plus 6 squared equals c squared. So then 4 plus 36 is equal to c squared. So 40 is equal to c squared. This is right back to where we were, except we had 80, right? So it's going to be 2 square roots of 10. I know that, but you guys might not see that, right? I can see it in my head. Now let's see if I'm right. Okay, so we go 40, when we break it down, 2 is 20, and 2 is 10, and 2 is 5, and 5 is 1, right? And then we take our pairs, right? And this time there's only one pair. Everything else is left inside the radical. So it's going to be 2 square roots of 10. And the reason I saw that was because I took out I could see it stacked in my head. I could see that one of the 2's is left. So that 2 is going to be left with the 5, which makes it 10. And that means we didn't have 2 pairs of 2's. We had 1 pair of 2's, so that's just going to be 2 square roots of 10. That's how I've seen it linear in my head. That's why I love doing this upside down division. It's because the more you do it, the easier it becomes. Okay? Alright, so C is equal to the 2 square roots of 10. So this is 2 square roots of 10. Okay? Which means this is your hypotenuse. And then which one did you want to make opposite and adjacent? So we need to know what angle we're looking from. The bottom or the top?
I did 2 opposite and 6 adjacent.
Okay. So that means your theta's here. If 2 is opposite and 6 is adjacent, it means your theta was up here. Okay? And that's fine. So now we know that O is equal to 2, A is equal to 6, and H is equal to 2 square roots of 10. Sine is O over H, so 2 over the 2 square roots of 10. Now, we got to multiply that by the square root of 10 over the square root of 10. By now, you should be able to just go, okay, that's going to be the square root of 10 over 10 times 2 times 2. And then those 2's cancel, and you're left with square root of 10 over 10. Okay? So that square root thing on the bottom should get easier for you. Just remember, take that square root, put it on the top, put the number on the bottom. Keep it simple. Right? A over H. Again, if you want, you can break this down first and say that's 3, right? So that's going to be 3 over the square root of 10. That means 10 and square root of 10 here. Okay? So, there it is. 3 square roots of 10 over 10. Okay? Now tangent is opposite over adjacent. So 2 over 6, which is 1/3. And now we just flip them. So this is going to be 3 over 1. And I just went with the easiest one, cotangent, just flipped it, right? Now I'm going to take this one and flip it. But this is a 3. So this is the square root of 10 over 3. And then I take this one and I flip it, which is 1 over square root of 10. So it's square root of 10 over 1. So square root of 10. And there it is. Does that make sense? No? Who said no? Right? Okay? So, what I'm doing is I'm taking this, right, and I'm seeing it in my head as 2 over so this is 1 over the square root of 10. And then all I'm doing is flipping it and saying that it's square root of 10 over 1, which is the square root of 10. So every single time, co, no co, they get flipped. So with this one, I just flip it. It is 3 over 1, but I don't have to write that 1, right? Okay? And the same thing with secant, with the cosine, right? So I'm looking at it here, but I see this as a 3. Okay? So this is really 3 over the square root of 10. And if I flip that, right, then it's going to be the square root of 10 over 3. And that's how I got from cosecant or cosine to secant. Does that make sense? Better?
Yeah.
Good. Any other questions? Those are good questions because